Indianapolis Colts are now 5-1. 31-27 win over the Arizona Cardinals. Fourth straight loss for the Cardinals. As you said, Kyler Murray did not play in this game. Jacoby Brissett got the start. He goes 27-44 for 320. Did a pretty good job throwing the ball down the field in this game for the Cardinals. They lost Marvin Harrison Jr. somewhat early in this game, made a big catch, lands on his head. Concussion symptoms, they said. I'm assuming he just failed concussion protocol.
Right.
But the Colts do it again, man. Another fourth quarter comeback. Jonathan Taylor, the game-winning touchdown. He goes for $123, including that score. And Daniel Jones, 22 of 30 for 212 and 2 touchdowns and a pick in the win.
I suppose we have to start this game by the
What
fact
happened
that the Colts
pregame?
lost 2 separate players in 2 separate pregame incidents, one of which required hospitalization and the other which was a concussion. That's insane. So the first one was Trevarius Ward. There's video of this somewhere where he's just running like a one-on-one, back pedal and then go to the sideline, catch the football type of drill. As a tight end, I think, is running onto the field. And they just collide, and Trevarius Ward is like instant KO'd, like just clocked by his tight end and man down on the floor. Concussed, out of the game, done. I've never seen that before. That's kind of crazy. Anthony Richardson apparently fractured an orbital bone, which is like the, cheek eye socket bone in your face, with an elastic band pre-warm-up.
Doing band work.
Yes. Now, I
Must have been the handle.
somebody was saying, I forget where I saw this, that they have some kind of apparatus in the locker room where you attach bands to, right?
Right.
And do it. I don't know if like a wooden arm of one of those came off in the band and but I don't know how you can fracture an orbital socket with an elastic band, even one of those, high. It feels like that requires more force than that. But anyway, somehow in the locker room warming up, Anthony Richardson fractures an eye socket with an elastic band, and he's done. And you're like, what the hell is happening?
Always a fear when I was doing band work
Always.
that it was just going to,
You knew the danger.
that something was just going to pop up in my face. You just never know when you're doing band work. I'm serious. I mean, it just,
That was a fear for you.
well, like the ones that I had with handles, so I had one that I hooked like like a metal hook to like a fence. And if for some reason that wasn't hooked on properly or whatever, and that came flying at me, dangerous.
It's literally never occurred to me that the thing could break an eye socket, though. Like I've maybe thought,
Probably
if this
not.
snaps, it's going to hurt.
That was a strange pregame though for the Colts.
Yeah, very strange.
So this was a good back and forth game, and dare I say, just from a Cardinals perspective, their pass game looked pretty good, and I already see people in the chat saying they kind of got hosed if we work backwards here. 2-minute warning. They had a big 31-yarder to Michael Wilson to put them into range, down 4, right, for a game-winning touchdown opportunity. They let the clock run down again. Now the next 3 plays were poor. They had an incompletion. They had scramble drill sack from Brissett, where he probably should have gotten rid of the ball, whatever. But on the very last play, Trey McBride calling for a flag in the end zone. They don't give it to him. That would have been first and goal from the 1, and you would have think, all right. I mean, you'd think the Cardinals probably win it at that point. So not to take anything away from the Colts, but we do have that questionable call and the leverage. I'm going to keep mentioning the leverage play because you've got a 4-2 Broncos team and a 5-1 Colts team, and that could easily be 2 records that are completely flipped based off a leverage call back in week 2. So I think the Colts offense still looks fantastic. I don't even think, like, Daniel Jones made some big plays in here. He had a bad interception in there. Mac Wilson made a great play.
Really was a great play.
Not even Daniel Jones' best game necessarily.
Yeah.
But that's how good this offense has been. He still made big throws when he needed to, had the nice running touchdown. Jonathan Taylor still looks good. Like, the Colts offense still looks like a juggernaut right now. But, the Cardinals almost pulled this off, and you could argue, got hosed at the end. Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that. Hit that subscribe button, and now let's get back to the action.
They did. I mean, that was an impressive performance from them. You take Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. out of the lineup, and now your receivers are Trey McBride, Zay Jones, Michael Wilson. You're like, that's just not enough against the Colts defense, and it kind of was. Those guys with Jacoby Brissett were getting it done. Michael Wilson had that fantastic play on the slot fade. Trey McBride was a beast. Zay Jones made some plays. He also left some on the table, which was like the margin there is tough because this game ended up being really close, so maybe that was a difference. But yeah, they were impressive given the bodies that they were depleted. And of course, like they're already down like their top 2 running backs. DeMarcado is obviously persona non grata after fumbling at the 1-yard line last week. So, Bam Knight, they were saying on the broadcast at some point, like, the coordinator is telling us, watch out for Bam Knight. He's going to get a much expanded. Really? He's going to get a bigger role this week after last week? Yeah, it's surprising.
He had a 1-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Bam Knight was an almost friend of the show.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
That's right. He was scheduled
interviews
for the show, and
yeah.
it just didn't work out with Bam.
I wonder who we were bumped for.
We may have bumped him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The guy's the leading rusher for the Cardinals, and we're
happens.
over there like, we're too good for you.
It happens to all of us.
I don't know what happened, but we may have had to cancel on him. I don't remember exactly. Anyway, Brissett hit Marvin Harrison Jr. for a 21-yarder. He hit his head, but there was still, Brissett made a lot of big throws to Zay Jones, McBride, Michael Wilson for the 30-yarder, as I said, to get them into scoring range. Elijah Higgins making some plays again for Arizona. It was pretty good-looking passing attack for the Cardinals without Marvin Harrison Jr. and without Kyler Murray. Do with that what you want. Brissett's a good backup, though, right? This happens a lot. Brissett is like Mac Jones, more than capable of coming in and putting together a good game.
Yeah, but you've also seen the problem with these things is you've seen so many times where Jacoby Brissett has come in, you're like, he's a good backup, and then he goes for 150 yards and looks completely non-functional.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying in this game,
Jake Browning coming into the year, you would have been like, Jake Browning's one of the top 5 backup quarterbacks in the NFL, and the Bengals just traded for Joe Flacco specifically to get Browning out of the lineup.
Until he's not. And then from a Colts perspective, again, just the number of plays in their offense. Really nice tight window throw by Daniel Jones to Alec Pearson there. They freed up Tyler Warren again for an early touchdown. They got Josh Downs on the crossing route for a touchdown. They have just too many weapons offensively right now. And then the run game. They did a nice job up front, and Jonathan Taylor for another 6 yards a carry in this game.
The Cardinals used a 6th offensive lineman an absolute ton in this game as well, which was an interesting wrinkle. Buffalo used to do that last year more than anybody else in the league by a mile, and then that became Jackson Hawes this year because they were like, well, what if the 6th offensive lineman could also ball? The Cardinals had Kelvin Beachum on the field for 20 snaps in this game.
That's a lot. That's impressive. Not impressive, but I like the extreme strategery the teams pull out here. Yeah. From a Colts perspective, for a team that's 5-1, I thought they handled adversity well. Again, if you say what you want about almost let the Cardinals back into it. The Cardinals are dealing with their 3rd and 4th string running back, or 4th and 5th string running backs if you really want to lay it out there. No wide receiver 1 for most of the game and backup quarterback. So that's the Cardinals' perspective. They played hard, but 4th straight loss. From a Colts perspective, they kept having answers, right? There's something to you lose the lead, you're in a tie game, and they just kept bouncing back and making plays in this one. I think that was impressive, man. I thought that was what good teams do, and the Colts, you didn't want to come out of this blowing an opportunity against the backup quarterback and the backup offensive skill position players, and the Colts made sure that they got the win.
Yeah, and look, whatever about Anthony Richardson, Travarius Ward is an important player to lose just before the game. That's a significant loss for this team.
Anything else on this one?
Nope.
Good job by the Colts here.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?